Hello and welcome to today's YouTube live stream. My name is Uzair and it is 8th of March, 3 o'clock in the afternoon in the UK. Every weekday, we go live at this time on a Tuesday and a Friday where I cover topics such as Google ads, video marketing, pretty much anything and everything to do with online digital marketing to help you with your lead generation as well as online sales. Every week we have different topic, and in today's session, I will be giving you some my top tips on how to optimize your Google Display Network campaigns. Now, as I said earlier on, I go live every Tuesday and a Friday, but due to my travels for the next 4 weeks, I won't be around much, in fact, at all. So our next session would be, I believe, is the first Friday in April, which is I think it's 6th or 7th of April. I can't remember, but we'll put up the session next in the next few days. But we will continue to upload content on our channels and social on a daily basis. So you don't need to worry about missing out on something just because I'm on my travels. That has all been organized already. Okay, so this is something which is one of my favorite campaigns and topics, which is the Google Display Network. I often refer to it as the golden display network. The reason being is, first of all, there's gold out there, literally. You just need to find it. And once you find it, you will see that the amount and the volume of traffic available on display network is obscene. It is unbelievable. You can spend literally thousands, if not tens of thousands of dollars per day on the display network. Secondly, not many people know how to use it properly. That is the beauty. I've been using display network for many years now. The great thing about the display network is it's great for creating your brand awareness, the top of the funnel traffic, and so on. The good news and the bad news is that most people don't know how to use it. And those who are using it, using the Google Display Network the wrong way, because what they want to do is to expect similar results from the search campaigns, which you will not get or you will never get, but you will get results in a different way. And hopefully during the course of this session, I'm going to go through with you some of the things which will help you improve the performance of your campaigns. So before I get started and start sharing my screen, if you are new here, the format of these sessions is like this. I will cover today's topic, and towards the end, I will refer to any questions or comments which have been sent across from YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and Twitter. So this is being live streamed on all four channels. So wherever you see a box or a comment box around the video, please put that in. I'll get to them towards the end. Okay, so let me share my screen first. Okay, I believe my screen is visible. And hi, Tazeen. Hope you're keeping well. Good to see you over here. Or if you would like to join our Facebook group, it's free to join in, where we've got quite a few professionals, marketeers, advertisers, business owners who are interested in Google Ads. So please do join in. The URL is on the screen over there. Okay, so let's go and start with the display network. What is the display network? First of all, display network is where when you go on websites like CNN, Huffington Post, Wall Street Journal, ESPN Sports, any blog or websites where Google can potentially put your ad. So there is no intent over it. You are showing your ads to somebody browsing the internet or any website. This is great for the top of the funnel traffic, and it's also very visual. So for example, if you've got a product, you can put the photo of your product on that ad, unlike the search network where it's only text. So people start to see your brand logo, your product photos, or any kind of branding which is associated with your company. So that's the beauty of GDN. And it's not a case of just showing these ads hundreds of times. It's literally showing these ads tens of thousands of times, hundreds of thousands of times, and potentially millions of times. And that's where the brand recognition starts to go up. You keep pushing your audience down the funnel, and obviously you want them to push all the way through down to the bottom of the funnel where they convert. So the conversion will take a bit of time. Don't expect instant miracles or results from the display network. This is a long-term game which most people refuse to play. They want instant results. So that's where you can differentiate yourself and your campaigns from your competitors. And I've been using this channel for many years. So my first tip for the GDN optimization is to keep the search and display campaigns separate. That has been taught along to everyone for a long, long time. Every marketeer, guru, expert is going to say that. Having said that, just recently, Google introduced the Performance Max campaigns, and that is now changing the whole landscape of how we advertise on Google Ads. So what Google have done is literally turned everything upside down. What they're doing is they put in the search, shopping, display, Gmail, or else video. All these channels in one easy to set up, run, and optimize campaign. So as you see it on the screen, I'm saying to you, keep them separate, whereas the Performance Max puts everything in one go. Now, this is where the confusion is going to come along in your mind. At 1 minute, one point, I'm saying to you, keep them separate. The other one, you throw everything in one go. Well, the future is Performance Max, and the way the campaigns and Google Ads are going, it will be in one. But for now, if you can keep them separate, you can. If you are not if you haven't started to use the display network just on its own, so you keep your search campaign separate and the display separate, because they, they are different intent. Search is when we only go to Google when we have a problem, right? Um, you're not going to go to Google to check your football score or find out how to make a burger or how to play a piano or something like that. You only go to Google for that. For display network, you won't. You will just go to browse on YouTube to watch a video, whether it's for educational or entertainment purposes, or it could be to check the news and stuff like that. With Google, you've got an intent. People have a problem. Someone has got a problem and you may have the solution. So the intent is completely different. The other important and very important factor is that the person who is surfing or searching may be at a different stage of your funnel. So tofu is the top of the funnel, mofu middle of the funnel, and bottom of the funnel. Our goal is to keep pushing everybody down to the bottom as quickly and as fastest and at the cheapest possible price. And this is what we want to do. However, if there is no awareness, which is the top of the funnel, they will not go down over here. So this 3 stages, I like to say like this. It's the know, like, and trust. If people don't know you, they won't like you. And if they don't like you, they are never going to trust you. And people buy from people, right? If you trust me, you're going to buy from me. If you don't trust me, you're going to go somewhere else. As simple as that. And the whole reason for going live stream twice a week, uploading videos on a regular basis, is because to build up that trust. So people can see and perceive me as an expert in my field or niche. And then when they do need somebody for either running the Google ads or they need coaching, mentoring, tutoring, then they consider me. So Google Display Network campaigns are usually at the top of the funnel, right? You need to raise that awareness. And then I'm going to show you in a minute as to how we push them down there and obviously to the bottom of the funnel. So that's the first thing. Don't compare display and search. They are different intent and they are at a different level of the funnel. And the sales funnel is again really important because a lot of advertisers and especially business owners, what they want to do is to get that conversion straight up. Well, you won't get that unless and until you have got a product or a service which not many people offer and it's completely brand new or something unique which you have got. Unless you don't have that, you are not going to convert straight up. You will need multiple touch points, and that's how you will find that your customers are then coming back to you, or the potential clients are coming back to you, and then they're converting. So reach the right audience at the right time. So this is what I just said, re-engaging past website visitors with remarketing. If you are not remarketing right now, then you are leaving a lot of cash on the table for your competitors to swipe from under your nose, right? And from under your nose. You have got to do remarketing. But you need to have a certain amount of visitors to your website or an audience size. Ideally, Google will say 100 is the bare minimum, but you don't get that much traffic. From my personal experience, you need at least 1,000, 2,000, and then it starts to run really well. Because on average, consumers will visit up to 6 times different websites in when they're in the process of making a purchase or signing up. So you got to have all these multiple touch points. So if they have come to your website and then you let them go and you're not going after them again, you have wasted all that cash without much result, unless your conversion rates are very high and you don't care about going after those visitors, those unconverted visitors, I should say. But even if you do have a high conversion rate, I would recommend that you go after them because they have been to your website, they've seen your ad, they liked your ad, they've shown interest in your product or service, they've been to your website, they stayed on the website, they visited multiple pages, they add to cart, and then they abandoned because they had to go, the boss came in the office or for whatever phone call came through, and they had to abandon. So you were this close to getting that conversion, and now that person has abandoned the cart or did not sign up to your offer, and you let them go and you're not going after them. So in my eyes, that's literally, it's completely a waste of time. And in anybody's case, you've got to start running remarketing campaign, whether it is on display network or with video. And then you find additional customers with keyword targeting and in-market audiences. So in-market audience is brilliant. So what this does, so there's lots of different ways you can target on the Google Display Network. You got topics, you got keywords, you got in market, you got affinity, you got custom intent, custom affinity, loads of different ways, right? In market audience. So let's say somebody is looking to buy an iPhone. I can create an in market audience for that and give Google a set of keywords and tell Google anyone who has searched for these keywords in the last few days. Usually, the in market audiences are made up of that last 14 days. In those previous 14 days, if they've searched for any of these keywords, show my ad. So, if I've been to Google and searched for buy iPhone 13 or whatever, and I'm just looking around, I did not buy. And then I go to ESPN, Huffington Post, Wall Street Journal, CNN, or all these websites. All of a sudden, your ad for iPhone will start to pop in front of me. That is huge. That is important because I'm interested in iPhone. And all of a sudden, it reminded me, I was looking for an iPhone. This looks like a great price. The color is right, or the model, or the make. I'm going to click on that ad. And then you have bought that visitor to your site who was interested in purchasing an iPhone. That's one way. Another way is the keyword targeting, but the in market audience, the affinity is the long term. And we've got pre made audiences in Google as well. So Google will look at your website as to who you are, what you do, what you sell, and it's going to present to you a list of these pre built audiences. And all you do is select that audience and run your ads to those audiences. So you reach the right audience at the right time. This is also extremely important. You got to use the creatives creatively. Now, with the responsive display ads, you can run image in there, you can have videos in there as well. What I've found is whenever we have done an audit or taken over an account, there's hardly one or two images in there, and that's about it. So you need to give Google up to 15 different images. Now we are testing. Sometimes I'm wearing a white shirt, a black shirt, me and my wife together, me myself on my own, some other non these images are not with our headshots on it, and see which one is working. Then we will have different backgrounds and stuff like that to test which one is getting the best performance or the click or the conversion rate. Until you do not test it, you will not know what it is. So if you are running responsive display ads, Google is giving you 15 images and up to 3 video ads. Put them in, and your logo as well, which we have put them in two different ratios. One is the square one and one is the rectangle one. You see over here as well, I've got some as square and some as rectangle and some as vertical as well. So you can put up 3 different sizes, and Google is going to mix and match whichever size fits the best format on that website or that device. So if it doesn't have those sizes, it cannot split test. Again, we've got videos over here with different custom thumbnails and images and so on. So use them wisely because you have got this opportunity to use videos as well. This is the biggest tip I can give you, is to be able to exclude or remove all the placements which are on the mobile apps. It is literally going to burn your cash, I would say, and you will see that 70 to 80% of the placements of your ads are on the mobile apps, unless you are running campaign to download mobile apps. That's different. But from my experience, this is the first thing we do when we run display network campaigns. Unfortunately, Google removed the way to remove it, exclude the mobile apps from the interface. The only way you can do this now is by downloading the free Google Ads editor tool, and then you can remove it from there. The other placement you want to keep an eye on is expensive placements, where you're getting a lot of clicks and no conversions or no performance. You put them in your placement exclusion list. So we also have an account level placement exclusion list, and we just keep putting them in there so that we block out all our campaigns and they don't show up on those URLs or domains. So then the opposite of that is adding managed placements. So those websites where you found gold or you got really good results, you review your placements report and see which placements are performing well, and then you start putting them in your placements campaign and run them as a managed placement. So this, again, very few people know how to do it, and they do this on a regular basis. This should be one of your weekly or daily optimization workflow processes. Frequency capping. I tend to put up as 2 impressions per day because I don't want to cheese off people by showing my ads all the time to the same person during the day. People get cheesed off by that, by seeing that same ad over and over again. 2, I believe, is a good number. And also what it does, it allows us to do is to able to show our ads to different people, and not only to the same person 20 times in a day, because then your click through rate is going to go down, you won't get the clicks, and so on. The performance won't be there. So the more people see my name and my brand, the better for me. So hence you got to put that frequency capping for impressions per day, especially when you are doing remarketing. That's really important. And the last thing I would like to say is, again, I'm going to say is, don't compare display network to the search network. They are 2 different networks, completely with 2 different intents. Search network is the bottom of the funnel, whereas the display network is the top of the funnel. With search network, I would say, is only 20% of Google. If you want to go to a party, go on to display network and YouTube. That's where the party is happening. Search is very limited, although extremely high intent. But this is what people think of, that search network is the only place to advertise on Google. Not at all. You look at shopping, you look at display, you look at video, you look at Gmail, the discovery network. So many places you can go, and the cost is, I would say, less than a quarter of what you will find on the search network. On YouTube, we get our lead cost at least a quarter of the price if I were to run on the search network. So search is expensive, no doubt, although it is high intent. Yes, you want to be on the search network as well, but don't ignore the display network, because display network is where the gold is. Okay, so I'm going to go to the comments or questions. If you have any, please put them in now. There is a delay, so I may not see them if you wait until the very last second. Okay, hello, Buzzy Vibes. I want to ask if you know any website that can give you a list of negative keywords of certain keyword. No, you need to create your own negative list, because how can somebody give you a list of negative keywords without knowing what you offer, who you are, what you do? So the best way to do that is you start running your campaign. And for those of you who are listening in, this is being referred to as for the search network and not the display network. Display network does not have any negative keywords. Um, so you start running your campaigns, and then you go to your search terms report, find any queries which are showing your ads, and if you don't want those queries to show your ads, you put them at as a negative keyword, either at an ad group level, campaign level, or at account level. It really depends on how your campaign structure is. So I cannot say to you which is the best one. There isn't any. We upload or put negative search term queries at all these three levels. Okay. Hi, Chatrash. Can you give any tips on search ads for general dentistry? How many ad groups needed and what to avoid? Okay, we do a fair amount of work for dentist and dental clinic. So I can give you some of my top tips. First of all, you need to, obviously, the location is important. Around 5 mile radius is where we target usually. Now, 5 mile radius is not a lot. So the search terms, the search queries will be very low volume quite often, unless it is dentist near me, emergency dentist, dentist for kids, and so on. So these generic terms, you keep them in a separate campaign. Any branded keywords like Invisalign or any other ones, you keep them as separate. But then what most advertisers or marketeers miss out on, a big trick, is running a campaign which is multi-touch point. So what you want to do is you run campaigns on display and video, as well as display remarketing, video remarketing. Then you go on Facebook remarketing and Instagram remarketing to those people who have already been to your website. You don't want to let them go. And with a dentist, although the acquisition cost may be a bit higher, the customer lifetime value is tremendous. Because once you join a dentist or a dental clinic, you are going to stay with that person for a long, long time. And I know for a fact that even quite often, if somebody is not happy with their dentist, they will still go to that same person and they won't change. Same applies with accountants as well. Um, I found that somebody who's not happy, and I know people who said, "Oh, my accountant is useless." I said, "Well, why don't you change it?" Well, I don't want to get started all over again. So the customer lifetime value is great. So what you want to do is to not to just go after that cost per acquisition. You need to look at the customer lifetime value, find out from the dentist on average how much a client spends with them per year and for how long they stay with them. So that is what you want to do. With regards to how many ad groups needed, as many as it needs, sometimes dozens and dozens if it needs to, but there is no restriction to how many ad groups or campaigns you should run. You should run as many campaigns or as many ad groups you need to make that campaign or that campaigns work. So again, there is no number I can give you as to you should have 10 ad groups or 15 ad groups in a campaign. Uh, and what to avoid? Well, again, go to your search term queries and avoid any queries which are not relevant. So if your dental clinic does not open up on a weekend and people are looking for a weekend dentist, then yeah, keep putting them in as negative keywords. So run everywhere. Search, display, video, Facebook, Instagram. And you will find that in that local community, their branding, the brand awareness is going to go through the roof, and and they're going to get more customers. As simple as that. Hi, Amol. Do we need a website to run display network ads? Yes, absolutely. Otherwise, where will you send the traffic to? You need to have with any advertising campaigns, whether it's Google, Facebook, Instagram, unless it is a call ad where people are making a call to your business. Even then, you need a website or a landing page to verify the phone number, even if it's just a phone number on a website or a landing page. Absolutely, you need to have that. And secondly, I would recommend that once you have a website, make sure that your conversion tracking is set up properly, because without conversion tracking, nothing is going to work. You are flying blind. You are literally like driving a car with a uh, blindfolded, and you don't know where you're going, what's happening in front of you. So conversion tracking is something which is the first thing you need to do. Okay, Mike, you're most welcome, and I've I'll see you in the first week of April. Thank you, Tazeen. So the Tazeen and I, we are school friends going back how long? 40 years now, I think. We haven't met for a long time, so it's good that you were able to join in. So now, thank you for being here, Tazeen, and lovely to see you here. Okay, I'm in SEO. How do I get experience in Google Ads? Well, the first thing you will need to do is to binge watch over 1100 videos on this channel. So we have got that many, which will hopefully help you get really good at Google Ads. Secondly, you need to start working as an apprentice with somebody, under somebody's wing. Start getting some experience. The only way you can get experience with Google Ads is through running campaigns. You can't practice as per se. You need to play with real money. You will lose money initially. The best way and the fastest way to learn Google Ads is to run your own offers. So let's say you are looking to generate clients for your SEO. Run ads, because by ads you are putting fuel on the fire. You can get organic rankings, but once you start to run ads as well, which come at the top, which is the search campaign, or i.e. display, YouTube, and you got a, let's say, you create a sales funnel and say, I've got a report of how we generated 100,000 visitors to a website which converted at X% or whatever. And then you run ads, display ads, you run YouTube ads, and see how you start to generate leads for yourself. And that is the quickest way to learn Google Ads, is because when you are bleeding cash and you are losing money, you will learn very quickly. I can promise you that. Okay. Yes, it will be. It will look like it's very technical, but once you know how Google Ads work, especially for your work, Tazeen, Google Display Network is unbelievable. And I should say this to everyone: she is one of the best designers in Pakistan. Very talented. So the clothes which you design and the photography you got done of the models with wearing your clothes and your creation, put them up as images on a display network. So anyway, you know where I am. I'll help you out. So that's not a problem at all, and we'll get you on the display network. No worries. Okay, LL marketing. Walaikum salam. So assalamu alaikum means hello in Urdu, and giving us greetings or greetings to everybody. Thank you. I appreciate your feedback and appreciate all of you being here. So that's it for today and for the next 4 weeks. I've got a very hectic trip to the US for the next 4 weeks, so I'll be pretty much on the roads and living out of a suitcase. I'll be back first week of April. So till then, stay safe. And if you do need any further help, join the group here on the Facebook, put the questions or comments over there, and I'll try my best to answer them for you. So till then, stay safe and see you next one. Goodbye for now.